Now, the Botswana-Mauritius Trade and Investment Forum of 2023 under the theme Developing New Regional Value Chains is ongoing actually here in Botswana. Botswana's good governance track record, small population, ongoing transformation and battle diversity beyond diamonds is set to help move from low income to middle income and ultimately high income status. It is on this foundation that the Economic Development Board of Mauritius is aggressively pursuing stronger ties with Botswana, understanding the forum and issues of developing new regional value chains. President of the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States Business Forum, as well as Mantla Sankuluba and the Director of Industry and Economic Development Board of Mauritius, Gerish Bak Townsend, joins us in studio. Dumelang and bonjour.
Bonjour.
Vous allez bien?
Je vais très bien, merci.
Oh, je vais très bien, merci. So, Dumel, let's have a look at this conversation, right? But first to understand, from a global perspective, right, do we have any trade interest between us and Mauritius? It's a small country, about 1 million or so people. Is there any interest?
There is quite a lot of interest.
Okay.
Is there trading activity yet? No.
Okay.
We have zero
Right.
happening between us, but there is quite a lot of interest. I think the fact that they are here for the second time, it's worthy enough to say there is a lot of interest from both parties, from the Botswana side and obviously from the Mauritius side. And the fact that they come here and tell us what they have, mostly is the things that we would like to be party to, especially when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to learning from how they've become successful. Remember that they have diversified their basket of what they do economically compared to us, and it's very important to really learn from their best practices as to how have they done it, so that we as Botswana can also learn and try to address and harness those areas of opportunities and of course address challenges that we have.
All right. So now looking at Mauritius, not much, except for the excitement of tourism, is known for Mauritius. I think there's been talks of sugarcane back in the day. But what is it Mauritius has got now?
Oh, well, this is a very long journey from 1968 at the time of independence to now.
Yeah.
You know, at 1968, we were a small economy, monocrop economy, that today we even showed in a beautiful clip. Mauritius have gone very far, developing its industry. Industry started by developing a textile apparel industry, developing multiple other industries. You know, you'll be surprised to know that in Mauritius we have a number of industry, even manufacturing, aluminium products, light engineering products, agro-processed products, food and beverage products, spirits, that we have gained a certain notoriety because we're exporting to developed countries. Europe initially, and then USA with coming of the AGOA. And now South Africa, where we have established ourselves. So we are diversifying when it comes to the market of Africa because we believe in the regional trade. And that's what I came to sell, to respond to your initial reaction, Mauritius 1.2 million. We are talking about 1.2 billion people of Africa. We are talking about a country that has laid emphasis on value addition since day one, because we never had a big market. We had to sell to Europe and satisfy the exigencies. And further along the line, we have developed a robust financial center. We are developing a number of sectors, a real estate sector. We are even trying to develop the pharmaceutical, medical device sector. So it has gone very much, and that's how we have been successful. And this has been the basis of why we come here, is to see like-minded countries that we can collaborate and conquer the African market.
All right. So I've seen a bit of an interest out of Mauritius lately. I think this is about 5-6 years ago. We saw the AB and Bevs and the Coca-Colas and the Huawei's setting up most of their operations out of Mauritius. What attracts them there?
You know, first thing one has to know when companies are coming to Mauritius for reason, obviously, you know, companies are guided by their mission, but also at the end of the day, they will look for return on investment, they look for profit dividend. We are in a market system, and obviously they are the ones that are engaged in wealth creation, okay? So we have built an ecosystem, a dynamic ecosystem. And that ecosystem amongst, we have a very low tax regime. When you export and manufacturing is 3%. We have 15% tax. We have a series of incentives for investors in terms of income tax, holiday. We have a number of incentives with regards, for company to come in terms of no tax on dividends, etc. So we have created an ecosystem. But what's more important when an investor comes to a place? They need safe, secure place, a democratic country throughout, a country, where rule of law prevail always. It's a country where the ultimate court of appeal is the private council of the king. And in all that, knowing that we have a small market, what we have been doing always is we have looked for preferential access, duty-free to a number of continents, Africa, Europe, USA. And lastly, we negotiate a preferential trade agreement with India, first country of Africa, and a free trade agreement with China. So we're busy expanding the market because you need markets to have industry. You need market to have, when you have industry, you have multiple of industries. And on top of it, we have a number of sectors, be it in the tourism, be it in the financial services, that we keep developing. Because the mindset of Mauritius is like that since day one. We came very poor. Very poor at the time of independence. But this is a mindset that was governed by that. Since day one, there was the questions because of loving, caring, sharing. There was the question also in the mindset, we have to make the country prosperous because we have to make our kids have a better life than us. This has been governing us. And there has been also this, which is very important, the question of respect to law, norms, rule of laws, democracy. And that's how we have been able, to stay together in peace, love, and harmony, people of multiple origins, and build the Mauritian identity. And whatever is being crafted in terms of policy, it aims for the upliftment of people.
Right.
So having free education as far as 1975, having a series of initiative from different governments was met, to ensure that this dynamism keep going. And this is what brings, at the end of the day, creativity. This is what brings attract investors. This is what make it an environment which is very good to stay.
All right. So now, obviously, so you look at Mauritius, the model and the history is more or less pegged closely to Botswana. We had the benefit of a bigger land, but they had the advantages, disadvantage of being an island. And also, they were Francophone. Francophone countries in Africa don't hold a very good record in terms of economic diversity. But Mauritius has been able to do that. What is it that you find attractive as Botswana to actually work with Mauritius on, especially that last year they came, this year they're coming again? It means something, you must have picked up something that is interesting on your end.
I think the second coming, it's very convenient for us. We are talking about mindset change. And Mauritius is talking about loving, caring, and sharing. And this is exactly what the ethos of mindset change is centered around. So I think just the fact that we are starting off on this journey of mindset change, this is creating actually an environment that is conducive enough to learn and also to adopt the things that they do in Mauritius, especially to make sure that there is success on the ground. I think it's just a cultural change for us, just to ensure that there is an element of caring. There is an element of wanting to share the pie as a nation, and also to ensure that there is inclusivity as well, so that everybody who has interest in business actually has the opportunity to do business as they are purported to do that. And of course, the issues around policies as well, issues around just the ease of doing business itself, which is very, very important. I think one of the success stories that Mauritius has shared over and over again is how they have made sure that there is ease of doing business in Mauritius, and also that has been able to attract as many investors, as you mentioned, as possibly they can, even though they don't have that much of land compared to us. And again, this puts us on the advantages Botswana being land linked, being able to to access markets compared to other countries around us, that we can be able to be the gateway to many markets across the world. And of course, there is the AFCFTA. This is a time that I truly believe that it is the right time to create partnerships to ensure that at least there is a number of African countries that we can partner with, we can create friendships with, so that when we start trading within the AFCFTA, we have already identified partners that we can trade with. And remember that as Botswana, we are still growing. Our industry is not that big as compared to Mauritius, of course. And again, we'll still go back to the learning part. How have they done it? How have they managed to succeed in that space? And also, who can come from Mauritius and establish here? Who can we partner with? How can Botswana also go and establish their businesses in Mauritius? I think earlier when they made a presentation, it was very interesting to know that it takes relatively short time for one to open a company in Mauritius. And I think through such conversations, we can also learn that it's possible. We can actually even reduce our turnaround time here. I know we have tried the best we can with our 7 days. Perhaps we could even go lower than that. It's possible. It's done by other countries. Therefore, we can learn from them and see which other areas can we look into and see what can we learn from them. Yeah.
So you've obviously seen a lot of growth towards the African Continental Free Trade Area, right? And one of those growths is that trying to put together a visa regime that works across Africa. Mauritius has introduced a visa. I don't know if you're aware of it, but you definitely are. Online working visa. Right? If I work online, I could literally go and sit in Mauritius, employed by a company wherever it may be. That way, I'm spending my money in Mauritius while living there. At the same time, I'm able to also train and transfer skills within the country. As Botswana, don't we see value of approaching government and saying, let's learn from this country that has overtook us on the democracy index, rule of law, they've overtook us on everything. Won't it be worth it to knock on the doors and say, look, let's try and model out of Mauritius. They're already here, we can copy what they're here.
Hence their second visit. We will come back again because there's so much we can learn from you, find beyond what we have already learned. I think every time we speak to them, we interact with them, there's something new that we learn about how they do things. And of course, it's inspiring for us. I think for us, it's a question of how quickly can we change our way of doing things. How attentive are we to these things? How important are they? Of course, they are important. We have seen it working with Mauritius. We have seen it succeed, but how quickly can we take up these things and actually run with them? I think it's a question of time. Are we really...
They're younger than us in reality, 2 years younger than us. So you should be able to overtake them. Looking at the AGOA incentives, right? Mauritius took up the textile industry and managed to do it. In Botswana, we tried, it did not work out, right? And although it worked out along the way, we just didn't find value in it. Now, the African Continental Free Trade Area is a little bit unfair to countries like us, the smaller countries. You look at Mauritius, you've got literally no raw materials, and you are relying on the rest of Africa to get raw materials. We have some. You have the factories, you have the skills. How best can we, as the two countries, benefit from each other as far as the AFTA is concerned?
Yes, of course. We learn many lessons in Mauritius and we apply it and it works. On another note, I must say, we already come a second time and we are still waiting for the delegation from Botswana to come. Okay.
Why are you taking so long?
We are going soon.
and we want to move fast. But to tell you, with regards to value added, prior to ACFTA, we are already doing that. We are growing the cotton in Madagascar. We are converting the cotton into yarn. And we are exporting to Africa. We are already at the level of our denim, which is well-developed denim, because we do denim with low minimum water, no chemicals and all. We have our cotton from Africa. We develop the denim fabric there. And even the waste of the denim. We get back the waste, bake it in small pieces, and then re-forward with some other countries so that it can be recycled again in the textile through different processes. So we believe in that sort of value chain. We used to say in Mauritius the concept of meat through Africa. We want that so that the continent, don't have to import from elsewhere, and this GDP remains, keep growing here. And coming to Botswana, when I see the amount of diamond, the amount of precious stone, that's what we export the more, okay? The amount of arable land which is there, a number of agro-processed products that can be
You
done.
could teach us about a lot of the cotton, for example. We've got land to do that.
Exactly.
We've got land to do sugar cane. Yeah, right?
So all this can be done, and then Mauritius who have the expertise in the added value, in the process, in the transformation, and then on another note, you are connected with many countries of Africa as a regional focal point, as a distributor, a bit like what Holland is in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, playing that role would have been very relevant for me for Botswana. Holland is doing that in Europe by using, the access by sea. You have the access by land because logistic cost is very heavy. One of the big hurdles for us to penetrate the African market has come on the distribution channel.
Yeah.
South Africa is having a distribution channel, but when you have to move further, the distribution channels need to be developed. And
It will be easier for you to come in through Mozambique and Mombasa and other ports, but it's becoming more and more difficult.
Yeah, and that's the reasons what we believe that Botswana can play this role. You have different warehouses here. I don't know how much it is utilized. We even came up with a concept in Mauritius. We have warehouse in Tanzania and a bit in Mozambique, but especially in Tanzania, where Mauritian products can be packed. The government gives some subsidy or that, and then distributed, through marketing by the different companies so that it reach out to clients there. And even this can be used. This model can be used in Botswana, going a bit further with a perfect collaboration of government to government, agency to agency, private sector to private sector. And when there is benefits on both sides, we keep growing. We can even move mountains.
All right. So now looking at the forum that we're going into now, who is there and which key industries are playing part?
There is quite a number of industries playing part. Obviously, manufacturers are there, exporters are there. We also have retail stores that have participated. Because the painful part is we still consume products, Mauritius products. It's just that they don't come from Mauritius. They come routed through elsewhere, which is the painful part. So I believe that these interactions, they will assist bridge that gap so that we can have a direct trading activities with Mauritius. We are going to stick with them and see, make sure that there is something that happens between the two countries as the private sector.
All right. So from the Botswana side, those who are interested in going out, what are we looking at? Who is interested in trading with Mauritius as far as Botswana is concerned in terms of the sectors?
I think all sectors, really, they should have an interest in trading with Mauritius. The services sector, of course, manufacturing sector, the exporters. It's very important that they see what is it that they can work with their counterparts on. Because remember that partnerships are very, very critical. We are still growing as Botswana. And also, as he was mentioning, some of the products that they have here, your jeans, we used to have a jean factory here in Botswana. Unfortunately, we lost it to many other reasons that we can talk about here. Yes, but there is still that strong interest to see that some of these products that they have, we do bring them here, especially those that we don't have yet. And this is how we can do it. We can tap into their value chains. We could import not so finished products and add value here and create jobs for our people, and it's possible. It can be done. I think we've done that with the likes of Kenya, where we would bring in tea in bulk and then start processing it here, packaging it here, and then again exporting it to other African countries. So we shouldn't be discouraged by the fact that we are 2.3 million. They are 1.3 million, but they have done wonders with that small population. So it's not really about how many we are, but how much we can do to leverage on these partnerships. The AFCFTA is a huge market, and we have access to those markets.
Right. I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a big population of Mauritians within the Gaborone city, most of them coming from the services sector. The services sector has got a business, and I think Mauritius has also been famous for that over the years. The lawyers, the accountants, most of them coming from out of there. Do you think that those sectors can actually come in and play a part in Botswana directly now as a bilateral collaboration?
Yes, because we are promoting at Mauritius at the Economic Development Board. It's true, I'm the Director of Industry, but we do promote also the service sector. We have a directorate promoting financial services. We have directorate promoting ICT. We have directorate promoting other service sector. In fact, our entry with Africa, other that at the level of politics, at the levels of African Union and all, starting by OAU, was also with our accountants coming here, with our lawyers coming here. They have spent long time here, developed very good relationship, understand Africa. We understand Africa. We have no problem when we come to Africa. We are artists. We love being in Africa. But what we want is that relation to go to another level. To go to the level of exchange of business partnership, be it in industry, be it in service. And we are ever ready for every African who came to Mauritius knows very well. We have been very open in imparting whatever training, study tour. We have been always supportive on that because we see the big picture. Being a small country, we have always been looking at the bigger picture, beyond boundaries. We never stop ourselves within the boundary. We went beyond boundaries. And now, from the level of product, the product offer of Mauritius is a product offer of both. Product and service.
All right, I'm going to pause you there just for a few minutes to give us the news in brief. Wetsu Harekakal. mo dikganyeng ka nako e tautona Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi a re e le moeteledipele wa lefatshe leno o itlamile go netefatsa gore motswana mongwe le mongwe wa akarediwa mo meemisong yotlhe ya puso. Tautona boletse ha gona le batswana ba ba nang le bokgoni ka jalo ba tshwanetse go fiwa sebaka mme hela a ba gwetla go dira ka natla go ntsha maduo a nametsang. Tautona o buile se fa a busa phuthego ya kgotla kwa moshopa mosong ono. Tautona Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi wa betse Peter Pitso wa moshopa po ya White Brahman Pedigree go tlhabolola thuo ya gagwe ka supile botlhaga tota le maikelelo a mo thuong ya gagwe go tokafatsa mohama wa temothuo ka mangwe maitlamo a puso ya e tlhalosang fa ya beile pele gore itshwela lefatshe leno e tle e hatloge. Dr. Masisi wa bile po e kwa phuthegong ya kgotla kwa moshopa mosong ono. Tona wa lephata la ditswamong le kgotetso re lefoko moagi a re bomme ba ba direlang mo mogameng wa meepo ba tshwanetse ba fiwa dithata ebile ba fiwe sebaka sa go supa bokgoni jwa bone jwa go ka etelela pele go tlhabolola le go godisa mogama o. Tona moagi a re seo se ka kgonagala fela fa ba na le seabe ba mogama o go akarilwe lephata la gagwe ba tshwaraganela go rotloetsa tekatekanyo ya bong go oketsa palo ya bomme mo mogameng wa meepo le gone gore ba bone botlhokwa jwa one mo mogameng o. O buile seo ka tshimolosong ya phuthego ya malatsi a mabedi a bomme ba ba direlang mo mogameng wa meepo e e tshwaretsweng mono ga borone. Tsela ya go duela babereki ba puso ka lenaneo la dituelo la fan shape le tswa kgakala le tlhomamisitswe fa e le lone le nang le maleba le tla tsena mo tirisong mo ngwageng o tlang wa madi mme le tsena ka iketlo ka thulaganyo go hema tlhakatlhakano. Se se bule ke bothegong ya go direla puso le mohiri wa bone DPSM tota kwa Selephikwe. Phuthego ya bofera bobedi ya Pan African Forum on Migration Forum e neng e tshwere ka setlhogo se reng go lwelwa kgololesego ya metsamao le kgwebo le go rotloetsa botlhokwa jwa tiriso ya melelwane mo go tsa ditlhabololo e solofetse go dira sešwa melao ya go tlola ga dithoto le ditirelo mo melwaneng. Se se rotloetsa metsamao ya batho e gololesegileng ga mmogo le kgwebo. Se se ne sa gatelelwa thata mo phuthegong e e tsweletseng e e tshwerweng ke lekgotla la African Union. Molomaganya ditirelo tsa letsholo la go fetodikanyo kgotsa mindset change Reboe Sebetela a re banni ba Charles Hill ba tshwanetse go dirisa tsela ya Transkalahari ga mmogo le melelwane wa mamuno go hetla papadisano le go bula dikgwebo. A re batswana ba tshwanetse go fetodikanyo ba itse fa ba ka itirela matshelo gongwe le gongwe ko ba leng teng. go nna le thulaganyo e tsepameng ya go itshidila mmele go ja sentle le go nna le botsalano jo bo ikaegileng ka neelano tirisanyo ga mmogo le kagiso di nang kotswefa di dintlha tsa konokono go thibela malwetse a tlhaloganyo se se buile ke mothusatona wa dikgaolo tsa tlhabolomagae Metalta Monnakgotla go letsatsing la go itshidila mmele le go tsibisa setšhaba ka bolwetse jwa tlhaloganyo kwa toropong ya Jwaneng. Tona wa botsogo Dr. Dikoloti o kopile magosi go nna le seabe se se kwa godimo go babala ditshwanelo tsa banana, bomme le batho ba mo diphatseng tsa go itseela ditshwetso mo mererong ya tlhakanelodikobo. Tona o buile se mo phuthegong e neng e tshwerwe ke lekala la UNFPA le le tshwaragane le lephata la botsogo ga mmogo le maloko a ntlo ya dikgosi kwa Maung go bua ka dingwao tse di ganetsanang le botsogo le ditshwanelo tsa banana tsa go ikgethela gore ba tlhakanelodikobo le bomang kana ka nako efe matshelong a bone. Mo go tsa metshameko lekgotla la Botswana Table Tennis Association le gapile tlotla ya mananeo a gaisang a ditlhabololo ya motshameko ya tennis mo kgaolong ya borwa jwa Aforika. BTA ya amogetse tlotla eo ke phuthegong ya 50 ya Confederation for African Tennis Association e neng e tshwaretswe kwa Kenya Bosheng.
To the government machinery, which is one of the cornerstones of the reset agenda, has begun. In this regard,
President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi delivers the State of the Nation address on Monday, 6 November, marking the commencement of the first meeting of the 5th session of the 12th Parliament.
Our conversation with regards to the Mauritius Trade and Investment Forum 2023 continues, and I think we touched base mostly on the opportunities that are there. However, I did not get to understand or know which industries came out of Mauritius into Botswana for this particular forum.
Yeah. You know, we came with some group of 15 operators from Mauritius, and it's good to understand also, you know, business people, these are, I would call them the daring operators, entrepreneurs who came. And they all find, you know, potential in that trip that we are doing, Namibia, Botswana, and Zambia. Imagine these companies that manufacturing paints. Okay. Manufacturing paints even for lorries and buses. Mm-hmm. Okay, his products already 80% of his products is they are exporting, and they find big opportunity. They are looking for the right distributors to come forward to take that. Mm-hmm. Imagine that company, you know, that manufacturing denim or garments has come here because they see how come that with so many shops that we are having here, you are buying outside Africa. You're buying in Turkey, you're buying from China, you're buying from other countries. Why not Mauritian products that I sell to Europe? Mm-hmm. Imagine a young entrepreneur, a young guy, two young entrepreneurs of 30 years old maybe. Okay, they came, they manufactured, you know, pencil. Mm-hmm. Pencil which they manufacture out of paper and trying to make it as environment friendly, or someone who's coming to market the caps, the ties, the scarves. You see, and also definitely the big who are used in the manufacturing and exporting of shoes for both men and women, sandals and all, that they are sending to South Africa. So they are already present a lot of companies, including even detergents. There are so many companies who are present here, that I'm just recalling. And these companies came here with the objective to be able to find the right partner that they'll be able to do business in a consistent, continuous, and credible way. And that's why we got the support of agencies like OACPS, who is helping us to connect with the right people. Because if this start working, this will go further, bigger. Okay, many other companies will be coming. I just spoke with someone who is in the furniture business. He's already bringing leather from Africa, doing these furnitures and exporting back. You know, they have been very good on the local market. They are called comfort zone. And they are willing to find this sort of partners when they see the quality of furniture which is available here. And you'll be surprised because these are the furnitures of medium to high end that they are giving, you know, to real estate in Mauritius, that they are giving, you know, to big clients in Mauritius. I won't say fat cat, but big clients in Mauritius. So they are looking to develop a sort of partnership when they are inviting, you know, the right partner to come forward that will see that particular supply chain that we are talking. And yes, of course, on top of it, like so well said, we can find a partnership of 80-20 of how you are going to do what you are going to do here in Botswana. And they are looking for ambitious partners that see beyond the 2.5 million people of Botswana, that say that use Botswana with the route that you are having to be able to market it to the regions. So this is the type of mindset that they are having when they come here. Okay. And coming to Botswana, because we believe that we are like-minded countries. We top the indexes together. We have a long historical type of partnership. So give it another dimension now within the frame of ACFTA.
All right. So you're not coming here to sell to us and make us buy. You're rather here to get partnerships. Now, in terms of importing out of Mauritius, right, we do know that we have a bit of a sea line problem, right? We don't have access to the sea, and for us to get anything in here, won't it fall into the same trap of it landing in South Africa and then we're buying from South Africa still to bring it here? How will we make that trade direct?
Okay, I think that is why, one of the reasons why it has never been direct is because we have never interacted directly with them. Okay. And now we have the contacts. We know them. We relate with them, we partner with them, so we can cut the middleman. It's easier now because we don't have to rely on a third party to get us the products that we need from them. And of course, they are here to sell as well. They are here to sell us the products. Some of them we already have, it's just that they came through a third party. But now that they are here, we can establish direct supply chain relationships with them, which is beautiful. And the other thing is that the fact that they are here as well, they have gotten to appreciate where we are in terms of industrialization, in terms of especially our manufacturing. Where are the gaps? Who else can they bring on board? Who else can they engage us with? Who else can they connect us with so that we can be able to resuscitate some of the areas that are still lagging behind? So I think it's a good thing that they are here. And the fact that we will also go there, I think hopefully by March next year, we are still trying to work on that. We will be able to go there to also sell what we have. We have a lot to sell to Mauritius. He did mention in one of his presentations that they are also going strong in the pharmaceutical space. And we also want to go in that space. And this is the right time for us to go and learn and see how are they doing it. Who else can we bring this side to partner with? We have been endowed with a lot of indigenous products, especially that we have not exploited. We have not exploited the value chains thereof. So it's very important that we really link up with them and see what is it that we need for us to be able to industrialize.
All right. So, and I guess there's a lot more products that I couldn't come out of Botswana. I don't know if she told you, but we kill a lot of cattle here. And that means we have a lot of beef. I do believe that at some point, Botswana beef did make its way to Mauritius. But however, we've got other value chains beyond there. We're about to start processing leather and all these things. And you do mention furniture and products like that. But will it be easy to trade between the two countries? We have a barrier, which is Durban, right, in between us. Will it be easy to do direct transactions between the two countries?
Yeah, I must tell you, knowing that there are hurdles, and in our history, we don't say, we say don't give up, okay, no fear, no retreat, because we were small and we managed to export up to USA, okay, we never cow down. And that's why we got beautiful crafted scheme in Mauritius. When we are exporting, we are not talking exporting FOB. We export CIF. The government has come with freight rebate scheme that gives some subsidy to manufacturers exporting to 44 ports of Africa. So they got a subsidy up to the port, and obviously this is the cost, of getting the product to be landed to the client there. So we managed to plow down, remove a bit some hurdles, and also try to take into consideration, not to only consider Durban, to consider other ports, with which we can do business. So this is important. The way, you see, this is a mindset by telling you get access to 44 ports of Africa. Go and contribute to increase the interest rate. Okay? Yeah. And I must say that many conglomerates in Mauritius are having also their regional strategy. Okay, they are getting presence more and more in Africa. We know Mauritius, we are small, and we have had our success there, as if we have learned the lesson well in a small environment. So it's a good place where we have learned all these details about how to do manufacturing, trade, and all. Yeah. Now we go and expand further. And where we go to countries what we believe share the values that we are having, and where we have the trust, where we feel that the logistic can reach, okay, where we feel that we have regular contacts. Because exchange is very important. And in order for people to understand us, to come closer, for everybody, even I invite you and everybody listening to me, we have developed a virtual platform, which is available 24/7, 365 days. It's free of charge, www.mauritiusexpo.com. So you go on the virtual platform, you register, you go and see the number of products that Mauritius manufactured in different sectors. You can chat, you can talk, you can be in touch with the manufacturers, you can have private, public chat, email, social media, and all this give you an idea of what it is in Mauritius. And all this for us goes in the spirit, you don't go to the fountain to drink water. Yeah. If you can't go there, you have to bring the fountain close to the people. Okay? This is how we are putting things so that this environment, become, attractive, there's an element of trust, the element of success in doing the first business, and how it is develop the supply chain. Yesterday, we were not doing business with South Africa. Okay? We started really as from 2010, 2011, like later 2000, really the business start coming up. And today, our number one export market is South Africa. Yeah. Okay? So it has been this effort from a different level, public, private, policy makers, but behind this come things, which is very important, to dream about it and to believe in that dream, and to make that dream a reality. So believe in the dream that we are doing, that we are sharing. That's our message.
Okay. And then I guess then this will then also activate our other ports. We do have a port in Namibia, it's a dry port, that maybe might also be used to try and cut down on this. Now, another sector that gets ignored a lot, when I look at all these investment forums, trade forums, is the tourism sector. It will be nice to sell a tourism package that gives you a night in the ocean and a day in a safari between the two countries. Is that possible?
Tell you what, no sector is ignored, honestly. Usually for events like this, for platforms like this, it's inviting all Botswana to come and interact, to come and network. So really, when the expression of interest is out there, the expectation is that
every sector must come
everybody should come on board, because it's really for everyone to come. That is why it's OECPS Business Forum, not BEMA. Because we don't want to limit the interactions only to manufacturers and exporters. It's wider than that. So they are very, very welcome to even engage with us further, OECPS Business Forum office, to see where else can we bring them on board. We are going there next year, and it would be great to have a tourism sector as well being part of the delegation.
All right. Yes. So now in closing, obviously, it would be nice to know about this forum. Why are you doing it? What are the key benefits for Botswana and Mauritius, and how can one be a part of it?
Well, the forum started today. Okay. The objective is quite clear: connect, build partnership, and showcase what we have, understand our forte, and understand your forte too. Yeah. Okay, so that we can build the right bridge. And today we had a good attendance at the forum, with people coming from different sectors, even real estate, and all coming to know about Mauritius real estate, what we are doing, and to discover. I was surprised to meet someone who understands the university education being given in Mauritius to attract students to go there and get a British degree. So it's about building partnership in multiple sectors. This is what was our objective when we come there. I think last time was more to get information, about how things go on here. Now what we are expecting is that it takes another dimension now. That now that we have come for second time. The business community, through the different associations here, have been well sensitized. We have explained thoroughly, even I explained thoroughly today, in much details, the relevancy of Mauritius. So the message in short, together, let's move forward.
All right. And then from our end as Botswana, what is the key message to get out of here?
Let's make it work.
Okay.
Let's make it work for ourselves. I think Garish has already said they just started about 12 years ago with South Africa, and now South Africa is topping the list. So it's never too late to start. We can do it.